So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abigail. I post a lot of videos about my special needs and health issues, so if you're new, be sure that you subscribe. There wasn't really a whole lot today that was really worth filming, I guess you could say. I stayed at the house today. My older brother, after my little brother got out of school, brought him to town to do a few things. And we came home and our family ate, and then we relaxed in the evening, and now it's about bedtime. So actually it's past bedtime, but I am on a feeding tube, if you don't know. So I don't eat much by mouth. I can have like a handful of things. I can have like peanut butter. I can have some kinds of ice cream, different things like that, but I can't like sit down and eat a meal. My nutrition comes from my feeding tube, which is actually right here. This is my pump, my pole, my formula, and then it's hooked up to me. I actually got it hooked up for the night. So I thought, since there wasn't really anything to film, I would answer a few questions that I got asked a while back that I don't think I like fully answered. Actually, life got busy, and there's a few comments I didn't really get to answer. Plus, I wanted to answer a few things that people just asked me in general that I might have not answered on the channel. The first question is, do we celebrate Halloween? People ask us this because, if you don't know, we are in church, and people ask us this question, and the answer is yes, but we do have rules about it. So this year, our church actually on Halloween passed out candy because we passed out invitations because we had a revival, actually a tent revival, November, I think it was like 1st through the 3rd. And so our church people, some of our church people dressed up, not scary, but like fun things, and we got to hand out candy and hand out invitations to the tent revival. And so there's that part of it. It's like the first year we've, passed out invitations to a revival. But also, in general, we don't do anything scary. We don't dress up scary. We don't try to go to any scary houses. So we do have rules about it. Like, if somebody's dressed up super scary, we don't go up to them. So technically, yes, we do, but we have very specific rules about it. Like I said, we don't go to anybody scary. We don't go to scary houses. We don't dress up scary. So, yeah, there's that. Another common question is, why do I share my health issues online? Wouldn't that be kind of personal? So, the answer to this is honestly me sharing the health issues that I have. It really helps me to be open. And I'm very open with so many people. I talk about my health at church, with our family, not just like our family that lives in our house, but I'm talking about like our relatives. And it's basically been like that since I was born. So I was born with a rare birth defect that causes a lot of issues, and I was, from the time I was born, we were just, very open about the things that I would go through. And, when I became the age to decide for myself, I decided that I still wanted to share it with people because I knew that the health issues that I had, after I got older, these health issues are, from when I got older, I knew that sharing them with people would not only maybe help someone, but in a different kind of way, it helps me to be able to share it with people. Now I'm very careful in the information that I do share, but I do share a lot of what I go through because it helps me personally, and I hope that it helps other people. I'm trying to think of another one that I could answer. Another one that makes people like confused, especially since I post my life on the internet, is like, do I consider myself a shy person or a talkative person? It would depend. I feel like it depends on how well I know the person, how talkative I am. But I would say I'm kind of in between. Even the people that I know really well, I do have my shy moments, so I'd say kind of both. Another question is, when did I start singing? So I actually haven't posted a music video in a while. But if you don't know, I do sing. I sing at church. I've actually taken a break from it for a little bit because when I got my feeding tube button changed, I've been dealing with some pain and leakage, and it's been really uncomfortable. So I've taken a break from singing like at church, but I have been singing since I was 10, and I think that's something that does, really help going through health issues, is being able to sing or listen to music. It's definitely something that helps me. Even though I try to be very, very careful what I listen to, I try not to listen to something like really depressing, because if you're going through something really difficult and you listen to like really depressing music, it can actually kind of make it worse. So I try to stay more on the positive side of listening to music, things that are more positive. I'm trying to think of one more question that I get asked that could answer. I guess I'll leave y'all with this one. Is the birth defect that I'm born with rare? Or can the people born after me, whether that's my siblings or my kids, can they be born with my birth defect? Leave y'all with this one because I find this one very interesting. So the birth defect that I have, it affects me in a lot of ways. Like, some of my insides are in the wrong spot. I have vision issues. I have digestion issues. I have delays. So as far as my birth defect, like how rare it is, it's still not considered, I would say it's still considered rare, maybe not as rare as when I was diagnosed with it, but I still don't hear of it very often. If you don't know what it's called congenital diaphragmatic hernia, also known as CDH. The easiest way to explain it is some of my insides were in the wrong spot when I was born, and I had surgery as a baby to put them in the right spot. They've moved before. I've had multiple surgeries. it finally got to a point that we could not fix it anymore. So, because of my birth defect and some health issues that I have, we decided that the feeding tube was best because I could not keep my food down. So, if you want to know more about all that, you can look up congenital diaphragmatic hernia, also known as CDH, and it will give y'all more information. But, like, if I were to choose to have kids, like, it might be like a higher chance of them having my birth defect. Like, I'd probably have to like go through like a lot of testing and stuff, but that doesn't mean that if I have kids that they will specifically have that birth defect. And that doesn't mean that like if my family was to have another kid that they would have that birth defect. So I have an older brother, and then there's me, and then I have a little brother. He's 11 now. And like my mom had to go through like a lot of testing when she was pregnant with him, like to make sure that he was healthy and that he didn't, have a birth defect or anything like that. Which he didn't. But at the same time, people with my birth defect, they can have kids, but because of my health issues and my birth defect, like both of them together, it would be dangerous in my situation because I have gastroparesis, so my stomach is partially paralyzed. Also, some of my stomach is herniated. I'm also on a feeding tube. There's a lot of things that would make it dangerous for me to have kids. So I do plan on adopting in the future. So I hope that answered some of y'all's questions. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure that you like the video. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye everyone.